Good afternoon, I'm Belinda De Lasheras with Hunter News. There's more calls to cut coal in the Hunter as health experts, academics and environmental scientists reveal it's costing the region more than $650 million a year. The report estimates annual health costs from mining have hit around $600 million from power station pollution, $65.3 million from fine dust particle emissions and $13 million from air pollution as a result of coal in Newcastle. Dr John McKenzie from the Hunter Community Environment Centre says burning coal in the region is having disastrous economic and environmental effects globally.
Once you factor in not just the health costs and the immediate impact on the Hunter Valley, but the health costs globally associated with climate change resulting from burning Hunter Valley coal, we're talking about $700 million locally per year. Once you add the climate change impact, that cost soars into the billions of dollars.
Labor's Ward 3 Newcastle councillor-elect Declan Clausen is promising to get straight down to business following his victory in the weekend polls. He's calling for action to get roads and footpaths back on track, as well as delivering quality services including pools and libraries. Declan Clausen says people are prepared to support a 50% rate rise if they're guaranteed results.
To bring some level of financial security to council and also to restore services. More than 50% of voters supported either myself or the Greens candidates and therefore voted for those things. So we're voting on that mandate. Now I think that gives quite a powerful signal that the community doesn't mind paying a little bit more when there's really high quality services at stake.
The Greens are warning those in power after next month's state election will be forced to come clean about leasing arrangements for the Port of Newcastle. It's claimed the port's current arrangements have been designed to stop the region competing with Sydney's Port Botany in large-scale container trade. New South Wales Greens MP John Kay says the Hunter's suffering as a result of the Baird government's decision to prioritise Sydney ports.
Newcastle has clearly been sacrificed. The Baird government has stopped the possibilities of there being container cargo going through Newcastle in any sizable volumes in order to create a greater market for both Port Botany and Port Kembla. This was about fattening up the sale price of Port Botany and Port Kembla at the expense of the Hunter community.
The Baird government has come under fire for putting Hunter jobs on the line on the back of figures showing the region's unemployment rate entering double-digit territory. The Hunters lost around 14,000 jobs in the past year, with unemployment up more than 7% to 11.4%, a whopping 5.7% above the state average. Shadow Minister for the Hunter, Sonia Hornery, says Newcastle and Lake Macquarie fared among the worst.
Unemployment is now 10%. Now that's up from 5.2% from a year ago. That's a huge rise, and it should be a huge concern for the Baird government, and the Baird government should be providing solutions and jobs for people in the Hunter so that we can lower unemployment.
Social housing in the Hunter could be about to receive a much-needed boost in a bid to reduce maintenance backlogs, antisocial behaviour and stigmatisation. The Newcastle Autonomous Social Housing proposal would involve the transfer of all existing public housing management in the city to the Compass Housing Services Group. Managing Director Greg Budworth says new social housing will provide the Hunter with an economic push.
Around about construction, we'd been aiming to deliver another 500 properties, and so the benefit of that would be close to $1 billion of economic activity once all that expenditure is multiplied by about 5.1 times the investment. So, so there's obviously jobs for those that construct.
Now with sport, Annabelle Regan.
The Newcastle Jets are yet to pull another winner out the bag after yesterday's 2-2 draw with Wellington. Goals to Rolly Bonaventure and Scott Neville saw the Jets go 2 up as early as the 18th minute, but it wasn't enough to seal the deal. The efforts of Roy Krishna and a late free kick to Jason Hicks helped the Phoenix restore parity in the dying minutes. Jets coach Phil Stubben says it's a learning curve.
I think the kids that are out there will be learning a hell of a lot. I think we've taken another step forward in terms of playing Wellington Phoenix away from home and learning to deal with everything that was thrown at us.
Meanwhile, the Jets are set to arrive back on home soil today as the preparations begin for this weekend's third and final F3 derby of the season. They'll come up against arch rivals the Mariners at Hunter Stadium on Saturday. And Brazil's Aliro Muniz has snatched a come-from-behind win in Surfest Mark Richards Pro, dedicating the title to slain compatriot Ricardo dos Santos. That's sport. I'm Annabelle Regan.
2 in your RFM News Time is coming up to 12:11.